Action. Hello, and welcome to the B2J Podcast
of this Saturday.
March.
The first weekend.
No, today's Sunday.
Episode. Bro. Oh, yeah, this Saturday. I tried to say Saturday again.
It's
Sunday,
March 6th,
2016.
At approximately 6:29
A little less than 24 hours ago,
p.m. West Coast time.
Nate Diaz
Shocked the world, turned the MMA world upside motherfucking down.
and made Conor McGregor tap out to a rear naked choke.
Alright, and we are drinking to that. This being a monumental occasion. I let him take his drink so that there would be no dead air. Now I'm going to take mine. You tell him a little bit about...
Hashtag 209. First of all, I know that I like to pick a lot of individuals or teams that lose. So, like you said, the whole time before in the second round when I saw Conor McGregor get rocked, I was going with Conor. And it's not because I wanted him to win. I'm from Stockton. I've lived in Stockton my whole life. And live when it was happening live last night, this dude decided, okay, so his logic was, if I pick against Nate Diaz is going to win. You're going to pull it up. And I believe your dad had the same philosophy.
My dad did have the same philosophy, but hey, it worked.
Yeah.
You talk about a fucking
master plan.
Present. Oh my god.
Reverse psychology. And yeah, birthday present, a little late, but you don't get to schedule your birthday. You couldn't make it on Saturday.
Bro, that was my birthday. I told everybody in a prior podcast. The last podcast, actually. Podcast.
For like 4 days, he argued like a female that he wasn't 30 yet, that he was still 29.
And I still, no. Actually, I said that March 5th would be
he thinks he's only been 30.
Official birthday.
James thinks he's only been 30.
It'll be a very, very happy unbirthday.
He thinks he's only been 30 for like almost 24 hours, but it's been like a half a week, bro.
It was a very, very happy unbirthday for me on March 5th when UFC 196 took place. We'll run down the whole card as it stands. You want to talk about one of the best. I still haven't recovered. My voice still isn't back.
Not completely, anyways. Cause
oh my god, dude. We blew up. We blew the fuck up on that night. It was amazing last night.
I'm going to say 1 in 3 or 4 households.
Almost approximately 24 hours from now, we were getting ready for one of the best pay-per-views, in my opinion.
Of the new millennium, probably.
I mean, it wasn't like the first 3 matches were kind of They were kind of garbage time.
The pre-prelims?
Dude, the prelims were good. The pre-prelims were good, but the main card
stunk until Holly Holm versus Misha Tate.
Holly Holm came on.
Round 5 with like 2 minutes to go.
Dude, that whole fight was good. Yeah,
because they split the
Conor
first 4
McGregor
rounds.
versus Nate Diaz was good. I'm going to end up watching this pay-per-view again so that I can just run it down from tip to top next podcast as well, because it was that good of a podcast. I mean, it was that good of an MMA card.
Yeah.
So the night started out Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. It was a 3-round fight. Me and you both had Amanda Nunes, and Amanda Nunes
came out on top.
Yeah. Tom Lawler versus Corey Anderson. Controversy in this fight, because Corey Anderson probably should not have won this fight.
Yeah, I saw him getting his ass whipped all up and down the octagon, and then somehow they decided, what was it, 29-27 or 30-27?
30-27.
I really don't get it.
It was like 2 30-27s and then 1 29-28.
Either way, that fight was probably one of the more least interesting fights of the whole card.
Yes, it was, and Corey Anderson somehow won. But good for us, because me and you both had Corey Anderson. So Amanda Nunes deserved her BJ, and Corey Anderson, you deserved your BJ.
Apparently.
Gian Valanche versus Ilir Latifi. I think, didn't Ilir Latifi win?
I have no clue. Those are 2 names that if you've pronounced them again 5, 7, 10 different times, I still wouldn't catch on.
I forgot who I'm talking to. Now, this right now is an inside joke, but from now on, this is going to be your nickname, bro. Brian Kendall, Pro Sleeper.
Well, it's obvious, but the crazy thing about it is I'm a big hockey fan, and I know a lot of different foreign languages, and you just said some names that are off the freaking wall, man.
Gian Vellante versus Ilir Latifi.
Yeah, I see that name. You came out of, like, deep left center field, like 497 feet or some shit.
Do you remember that fight? I think you were sleeping through that fight. I really do.
This is the main card before Misha Tate.
This was before Misha Tate.
Yeah, see, I was sleeping.
Because the
MMA gods gave me a sixth sense. I had a telepathic vision.
If it's a good fight, you stay up. If it's not a good fight, you fall asleep.
I had a telepathic vision of what was worth watching and what was Snoozeville City. And by the time the boring shit came on, I was outside on your couch.
I don't know because again, the first two fights in the main card were a little... Now, I'm a huge MMA guy, so I stay...
But
I don't fall asleep,
even you,
but I could be bored to death and end up thinking something else. But
see, like I said,
I don't quite remember who won that fight.
Of the 10 fights, I probably saw 7, maybe 8 of them, maybe.
And I should have done my homework, but I was thinking, why not just do this whole podcast off the cusp? Now, I do have the thing here, so I'm going to have to put a question mark before Gian Vellante and Ilir Latifi. I'm pretty sure Ilir Latifi won. I can't look it up right now, though.
Yeah, being I'm American and I don't know those many names, I couldn't tell you who won because I wasn't sober by that point. That was like, 3-4 fights in?
You guys might wonder why I can't look it up right now because, I'm doing the podcast and you're like, this dude's got to at least have a cell phone. Well, you guys.
We're doing it on the cell phone.
This is how we do our podcast, is on the cell phone. So... Misha Tate versus Holly, and you're sitting here thinking, well, your co-host has to have a cell phone, right?
Well, yeah, I do, but that's only because of Obama. Yeah, it really is.
He's got an Obama phone. So pretty soon we're going to be on the corner holding out a little thing. Please support the podcast.
Yeah, we're not going to ask you to donate, but... No. But support, it goes a long way for one's self-esteem.
Anyway, no, we're never going to do that. We will never ask for anything like that. All right. And we don't have a cough button, so I'm sorry for that one.
No, I do it constantly.
Either way, Misha Tate versus Holly Holm. That was a great, great fight.
What, you or me?
So, yeah. What do you mean, you or me?
You want to start it?
Misha Tate or what? We already started. Okay, you guys, we had to pause for the cause. I don't know if you guys really... I've listened back on the podcast before on things of this nature, and it actually worked out to where you guys can't really tell whether or not I paused it. Well, I paused it. Paused on you guys. We had to pause it. My kid wanted to eat something, and can't deprive my kid from eating. But anyway, we're back after that brief intermission that you guys probably didn't even know about. Probably couldn't even tell. Anyways, Misha Tate. Did we say Misha Tate? Is that where we paused on?
I don't know, but I remember you asking me about my shit picks, and
yeah,
I remember you making a big deal.
Me and you both had Gian Vellante, and we have to both check up. I should have checked up while we were paused on who won that fight, but I did not.
Either way,
like I said, I was more worried. I was more worried about my kid eating. Yeah, and yeah, you did. So, dude, you beat me this week.
Ha! Win.
You beat me this week
somehow.
You got Holly home.
I beat you on paper, but when we were making picks in the living room...
Oh, I destroyed everybody.
Yeah.
I was number one.
I came in second, though.
You did come in second, but I destroyed everybody in the overall pick.
You can be second out of 4 people and be the only one to not know MMA.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You did do... out of 4 people, you came in second place. I came in first place. You know, as
well, it was your birthday. The MMA gods were nice to you.
The MMA gods... Fuck, man. Oh, my God. You want to talk about how do you make... Okay. Just a series of events. All right.
Unfortunate ones.
One of our first podcasts, Holly. We started out our podcast with where Nick and Nate fucking Diaz live, motherfuckers.
And here we are 6 weeks later, and kaboosh!
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's tapping out like a little...
Like, yeah, he did. And I don't even know why you had to do that, because we waxed that motherfucking Irish ass. And I'm Irish by heritage. American.
I'm sure I've got some Irish in me, too.
I'm American because that's where I live. Stockton, California, motherfucker. The 209, motherfucker!
Yeah, that press conference post-fight card was awesome. Holly Holm, sitting right next to Conor McGregor, says something about, I didn't tap out, but both fights ended with a rear naked choke, and Nate Diaz obviously got the tap out victory.
It was, what do they call it? What did they say?
Holly Holm went to sleep.
What did I say last night? It was the night of the rear naked chokes. Or something like that.
The only difference is Nate ended up on top of Conor, and when Holly Holm tried to flip Misha Tate,
sunk that.
Misha held on and flipped her back on top of her.
When you flip like that, you're hoping that the other person's going to buck off.
Yeah, she said herself.
You're trying to get the person to buck off.
She was locked under the chin from the get-go, though, so it was over for...
When she did the front flip, what she was trying to do was she was really trying to just buck off Misha Tate.
Like a bull, yeah.
But if you don't buck off the person, all it does is sink in the choke deeper.
Even worse, yeah, and I know what you're talking about. And then you go out quicker.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
And it was the night that the lights went out in Vegas. And Holly Holm went to sleep. And she took a nap for a minute until she was back on her feet. Oh, I don't know.
Without her belt?
Without a title. Yep. That's what happened.
One title defense.
Misha Tate won. And man, it was amazing. It was an amazing night of MMA. Then you're thinking, okay, so as an MMA fan, I follow what people generally say about what's going on in the landscape of MMA. So I'm sitting here and I'm hearing everybody just razz Nate Diaz, saying that Nate Diaz is going to get his ass whooped in this fight. And in the first round, he did.
Yeah. But the biggest problem is I'm thinking this is a little bit relevant to the Lesnar and Cain Velasquez fight. Lesnar might have had the upper hand early in that fight. What did it go, 2-3
Did you watch that fight?
I watched it not when it happened, but I saw a recording of it at Buffalo Wild Wings one time. And
the whole fight?
Yeah, Lesnar controlled the start of it, but because he didn't have enough energy, just like Conor McGregor.
I've watched a billion fights since then. I can't, without going back and watching it over again, I can't.
It's a simple, like you said,
on the money recall what happened.
I mean,
but go ahead.
With the reach alone, I only compare them, even though they're much bigger fighters and entertainer for that matter, because Lesnar's back in WWE, but it's simple. Like Conor McGregor said, he exerted his energy too fast, but at the same time, with the reach of Nate Diaz and being the fact that he only had to go up one weight class compared to Conor going up two, it slowed him down too much. Whether it was an energy factor or not, I think the speed factor.
And that's all that McGregor was saying is